Okay, today we are going to be talking about how to create a business model and plan. I know many of you cannot be on this training, so I am recording this for my team so that y'all can watch it on your time. And it's a really good time to talk about this because we are starting the new year and there's going to be new goals, new things that people are wanting to reach. And I've just recently begun this for myself, and it has given me lots and lots and lots of success. And so I really want to share that. So this is part 2 of like a 6-part training. We already began with surface level, the things that we were going to be talking about. And what we're going to do, can you please go talk down there? Go talk down there, guys. Sorry, distracts me. This is why I need like a room to shut the door. That's business plan number 1. Give yourself space to be able to listen to your thoughts, especially if you have tons of children and a very talkative family, which is fine. I love them, but it distracts me. So anyhow, so you're going to hear kids in the background and things like that. So if I get a little distracted, just know it's from that. So anyway, so today what we're talking about is creating a solid business plan. And I didn't call it a LuLaRoe business plan because I think that this is important for everyone to know how to create a solid business plan for any business. It doesn't matter whether you sell clothes, whether you work at home, or you are planning to open up your own business, your own place. It really doesn't matter because either way, you have to create a business plan for whatever you're doing. And I think what is now starting, but didn't happen for a while in LuLaRoe, is people are really starting to treat this like a business. And those are the people who are lasting and who are, or they're going on to start their own boutique, or, they're using this as a stepping stone. Either way, they're having success in their life because they're viewing it as a business instead of something that they hope works, or something that they hope people will buy eventually. They're actually giving an actual game plan to the things in their business, and they're owning the results that they receive from that. And that's what I kind of learned about myself, is that I was not doing. And so I am now doing this, and I am having great success with it. And like I shared before, I am selling between $1,000 and $3,000 a week, running my business this way, coming at it more business-minded. And instead of thinking, I'm a LuLaRoe retailer, and so people should buy because they like LuLaRoe. And so if I have new prints, then they're going to buy. I never look at my business like that in one aspect, because that's just going to drive my business to the ground, because I'm not making a game plan on marketing and tracking my expenses and tracking what is selling, and also having a better customer acquisition. So the things that we're going to go over today are a couple different things. To create a business plan or model, it really is just writing it all out, right? So think of it when someone is trying to create a new business and they need investors, right? She's fine, she's by my feet. So they're going to have investors, right? And so they're going to, and unfortunately, we are our investors, right? We invested in the company, in the brand. And so there are expectations that we have of the company, and we're so grateful that they are fixing the things that they needed to fix, and that we're able to, that they're able to fulfill those expectations that we have of them. And as our wholesaler. However, if let's say we were starting a different business and we needed investors, we would need a game plan, is basically what it is. A business plan to show them what our intention is, what our goals are, what we're trying to do with our business, and how we're going to get there. And so the things that you need in this plan, and I want to challenge everyone to write this down. Get yourself a notebook, a fresh notebook, just for your business. Start it out fresh and start at the very top, the very first page, write business plan for 2019. Okay, or an entire business plan, and then you can have a separate page for specifics in 2019. So what you're going to start with is inventory. Obviously, that's your investment. So you need to talk about, what is your inventory? Where are you at right now? Where do you want to be? What do you want to see happen with it? This does not need to be ask your customers what they want you to carry, nothing like that. This is your vision of it. So write it down, what you want with your inventory. Then you're going to write down, give yourself an entire page for inventory. Then you're going to give yourself an entire page for marketing. Okay, and we're going to create a plan, and we're going to kind of get into that. And we're only going to give us 30 minutes because I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. So, and then we're going to get into the next page. Your third page is going to be marketing. What is your marketing? Your expenses. What is your expense what do you want your expenses to look like? Obviously, a lot of things are out of our control. What are the things you want to spend on your business and invest in your business in order to give you greater results? A part of that is going to be inventory. In fact, most of that is going to be inventory. But you're also going to have, investments in or expenses in Zoom meetings like I have because I'm a leader. And you're going to have expenses in mobile text alerts or Canva for creating images or something else. So is he okay? Gideon? Oh my gosh. Is he okay? Create yourself a page for silence. That would help. No, I'm just kidding. I love my kid. I'm glad he's okay. Then you're going to give yourself an entire page for your income. Okay. What do you want your income to look like? And how are you you can write down you're going to write down a game plan on how to receive that, whether it's going to be how many pieces a day, how many pieces in a week, what's your entire sales goal for the week. You need to have these things written down because if you don't have them written down, you won't keep yourself accountable. We are the business owner. We don't have investors to keep us accountable. We have ourselves to keep us accountable, which if you can't do that, you won't last in the business because in this business environment, because you have to set those parameters for yourself. I know a lot of times we look to the leaders to do that, but in the end, I don't wake you up every day and tell you, and I can't, okay, go do this. You should go sell this, go do that. You have to keep yourself accountable for that. So we'll get into that in a minute. Then what are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Your 5th page is going to be selling. Okay, this is different than your income because an income is a number. Selling is going to be the acts, the IPAs, the acts in which you create the income. And you're going to create an entire game plan for that. Okay, so right now you have 5 pages full of ideas and plans for your business. And if you haven't done this yet, it's a perfect time to start for the new year. It doesn't matter whether you've been in this business for 3, 4, 5, 1, 6 months, years, whatever. It doesn't matter because you can always restart, which is so great about owning your own business. You can always readjust and get the game plan in, okay? Then your 6th page, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry. 6th page is going to have 2 different things on it. It's going to have customers at the top, and you're going to split it in half. And you're going to have customer acquisition and customer retention. Those are very different things. In fact, I'm going to change that. I'm going to say your entire page needs to be customer acquisition because that is a huge part of our business. And I talked about this last time. If you do not gain new customers consistently, your business will fail. Your customers are going to be burnt out. You're going to get burnt out and it's not going to be fun. And this is why the business did so well in the beginning because we all did pop-ups. And so we were consistently getting new customers and new faces. And it was always exciting. And we had confidence in the prints because we had people looking at them from different views. We didn't have the same 10, 20, 40, 100 people who are active in our group, who are actively who are only looking for their size and the prints that they love. It always changed. Okay. And I want to challenge you guys. Part of customer acquisition and part of your IPAs needs to be pop-ups. They are coming back in 2019. I can feel it. The field can feel it. People are wanting to see these things in person again. There's plenty of people out there who lost their LuLaRoe consultant, who are who still love LuLaRoe, or they think LuLaRoe tanked and they have no idea that there are still active consultants out there. And so get your name out there locally and start booking those pop-ups, okay? Because that is what will carry you through 2019 and carry your feeling of love about the business. I promise you, if you do pop-ups, you will be successful. Test it. And you'll always come out successful. Okay, so now we're on our 7th page in our notebook, okay? And you can write that. You can type it if you want. I like to write stuff. I'm old school like that. Writing really helps me. So your 7th page is going to be customer retention. This is extremely, extremely, extremely important, and we'll get into it in a minute. I realized I went into customer acquisition a little bit too much, but customer retention is going to be your 7th page. Why? Because you need to know how to create. You've already created those relationships, but you need to know how to keep those relationships. Every business does this, and any business that doesn't will fail. Okay, now our last 2 pages, they are optional. You do not need to do this in the business, but if you want passive income in this business, you need to create a team. And part of that is acquisition and retention. So you're going to have your last 2 pages, team acquisition and team retention. And I have plenty of advice on those, and we'll come back to those in a minute. And those are optional. You do not need to do that in this business to have income and to have success. However, it's fantastic passive income that comes to you by helping others reach their goals, and you also reaching your goal. LuLaRoe makes that money no matter what. They make the money off of the purchases that we make through our wholesale purchases. And so then they take the income that is given that retailer then makes, and they take 5%, the calculation of that 5%, they take it out of the wholesale purchases and pay you. Okay, so, and that's off of your direct line. I don't get paid on everyone in the team. I don't, because it depends on how deep you are on my team. That's not how it works. All right. So it always is, it's super important to have that retention, and also understanding that part of that is out of your control. Same thing with customers and team. There are parts of it that are out of your control. You cannot force people to come in. You cannot force people to sell. You cannot force people to come in and buy. But you can surely do your due diligence to make sure that you are getting enough people who are joining and selling or coming in and buying, part of customers and team acquisition and retention. And then at the very, very, very end of this, your very last page, I want you to write the key results in your business that are showing you that you are reaching the goals that you want. So in the beginning, we wrote business plan and model. And under that, you should have a objective with your business. It can be your why, it can be an income, I don't care what it is. Whatever gets you up out of the bed and makes you accountable for yourself, that needs to be there. And then at the very end, I want you to write key results. It can be a number, it can be an amount of customers, it can be anything you want it to be. Key results that are showing you that you are fulfilling that. All right. And it can be a key result you can even have a key result on the end of each page, showing you, okay, if I have customer acquisition, then I have one brand new customer in my Bless account that paid their invoice every month. It could be that. It could be I have one new teammate a year. It could be I have a new, that I've sold X amount of dollars, and that is my key result that what I'm doing is working. All right, so going through these more intensely. With your inventory, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you stuff that is working right now with each of these things. Stuff you should have in your game plan. All right. Your inventory. What is working right now is having the styles that are hot. Okay. Hot are the styles that you can ask what is selling. Ask the team what is selling right now for you. Don't ask your customers what do you want to buy all the time. You can ask sometimes, but usually when you ask that, and I've been in it for 3.5 years, is that you are going, wait, 3.5 years? I think it's 3.5 years. Maybe it's 2.5. I don't remember. Somewhere in there. I don't remember. But if you ask your customers, you're going to have people who want a voice, who love your group and who are going to say something, but maybe don't necessarily shop, right? So you have to be careful on where you're getting this information from, okay? You can look at your best thing if you have a strong business is to look at your past sales and see what is selling and think of what's the next launch coming up? What is the newest prints in the warehouse? If you go right now and you go and order all of the GGs because they're on sale, and then you cry that they're not selling, I'm telling you right now that I don't know that the GGs have hot prints right now. Hot prints as in like good prints. I don't know. So I can't give you a game plan on selling GGs. You can do it and you can keep yourself accountable and you can for sure sell those. They sell, they're beautiful, but I can't give you that, I can't let you know that for sure that's going to sell through. However, if you buy Shirley's, these are for sure going to sell through. Most of them are really, really, really good prints, okay? And if they're not selling, that means you have to work on your customer acquisition better because there are customers who want Shirley's. And so, or you sell them off, sell them at a discount, and you invest in the next thing. That's the thing, is churning and burning your inventory is important right now. And also getting your inventory to an area, to a place where you feel confident you can move it and where you can take it places so that you can have pop-ups again. And guess what? People are going to come in and say, oh, do you have Lindsay's in stock? Or, oh, do you have Madison's? And you're going to say, oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't have Madison's. They're not a very high sell for, they don't sell a lot for me, so I don't carry them a lot. But I do bring them in sometimes, you know, or I can order you one as a blind sale and you could totally have whatever print comes in. Or you say, I don't carry them right now because, you know, they don't really move a lot, but I do have like all of these Amelias and they're beautiful. Or I have these Carlys, or I have these Sarahs, or like, get ready right now to invest in the Live and the other things that are coming out, the new cardigan, the new shirt, and the new dress. Oh my gosh, that dress is going to be killer in the spring. I'm not even joking. If you don't have money set aside for that, you need to start it now because that is going to be huge. We haven't had a launch in a new style for a while. And so when that happens, it's going to explode. And so be prepared for it, but also be prepared if you don't get the first round of it. And be okay with that. Don't just throw your money into something else. It's set aside for those styles. You can wait until that comes back in stock. Your people will be there to shop when they come back in stock. And sometimes it's a blessing to not get it the first round because you can watch and see how the sizes maybe need to get tweaked a little bit or how people aren't loving the style as much as they thought. And so it's not always the end of the world if we don't get the launch. Sometimes it's a relief. Because then we can just kind of sit and watch and we can tell our customers, oh my gosh, I cannot wait till you get them in. I didn't get Christy Tees in for a long time. By the time I got them in, my customers already had quite a few. They were ready to shop for me. They were like, when are you getting them in? Because I'm sick of searching around everywhere. Okay, so that is part of if you're clienteling your customers and having the customer retention in place, that will naturally happen. You do not need to force that. That naturally happens. Marketing, what is not working right now? Paying for Facebook ads is not working unless you understand 100% how Facebook ads work and how to create the correct and perfect advertisement for clickbait and for et cetera, et cetera. I do not know that. I cannot teach that. I don't teach that because I have found success outside of doing that. The only thing that I do with Facebook marketing is I boost a post before a big live sale. I will pay $20 to boost it to the people who like my page and their friends. I will also boost if I'm about to drop albums. Now, I only boost when something is available to purchase. I don't boost so that they'll join my group and wait until Wednesday to shop. People aren't clickbait people do not want that. They want to shop right then. Okay, so if you're going to be boosting, make sure you have something available right then for them to shop. You're live or your albums are already up. This is the same exact perspective of the same exact game plan that you need to have when you are posting in every single group that you know of that allows you to post your business. You should be posting almost daily in all of the groups that allow you to post about your business. You should be posting sneak peek. You should be posting I'm going to have a buy one, get one. You have to kind of word that right to not get in trouble. But so you can say special pricing or special Christmas sale or Black Friday event or, whatever it's going to be. You should be, why are you not doing that daily? Marketing is so, so, so important. There are people who are ready and willing and waiting to find a new consultant. And they're in these groups because they don't know where else to look. Okay. So they want to have the interaction. They want to have that customer, that relationship. Then you also have the local groups. I've told you guys about this several times. You should be posting in your local groups daily. Okay. Daily. You have to, and this is a great job to outsource for someone. If you prepare the image correctly and you have the text, you can send it to them and they will go into the 10 groups that you're in and post about it. But you have to look at it from a customer's perspective who's a LuLaRoe customer and a customer's perspective who has no idea what LuLaRoe is. What is going to make someone click on it? What is going to be enticing? What's going to draw someone's friendship strings in? What's going to make them want to see what else is in there? You're kind of giving them a front door advertisement by doing that. And you want to get them to step through the door. Okay, you want it to be enticing. I don't step through any boutique that looks dark and dreary. I don't step through any boutique that does not look like it has cute clothes in the windows. I do not step through and click on anything that looks like it's not my style. Okay, so you have to accept those. There's going to be a lot of that. And you're going to be putting yourself out there more. But this is the only way to have that survival in this social media marketing. Okay. And then, of course, part of marketing is going to be your Instagram. Your Instagram is part of that window shopping experience of them to kind of peek into your store and into your life, then they will click on and see what else is happening. As you've built that, you then start to share about yourself on your Instagram, and you start to share about what they're supporting in your family, and you can bring in your own brand to it, which is you. You don't need to be the pizza lady to be a brand. You don't need to have a certain thing that defines you. It's just you. Your customers will naturally create your brand for you as they kind of attach themselves to you and love you for what you do. And that is truly, truly 100%. I've seen it across the board with top sellers, low sellers, medium sellers, everyone. That is how they create that. Their customers will pick things out because they will love something about that person, and they will continue to tell them, thank you for always being so fun. Thank you for always putting outfits together. Thank you for XYZ, whatever it may be. You just be yourself and have a good game plan behind it. You can't just be yourself and be like, oh, I'm so happy and these clothes are so beautiful, so of course you're going to buy. You do have to have a game plan, which is part of this. Okay. Expenses. The only things that I feel are 100% worth it right now are mobile text alerts to text my customers. And I only text when I'm going live. Consultant alerts is $5.99 a month. Consultant alerts, you just Google it. Because I get my inventory. My warehouse tells me when something is in stock quicker than my build app tells me. Okay. It's like maybe 30 seconds quicker, but that 30 seconds sometimes can make or break it, right? Part of expenses, always have money on your Lula card. You will check out faster. You will feel more confident in your business. That is part of investing in your business, is leaving a chunk so that you know when something launches or something is out, you can invest in it quickly and you can get it. And guess what? You know, it's so, so, so nice. And what's kind of transitioned right now is that there are either in these groups, there are either retailers or there are ex-retailers that are still love LuLaRoe and aren't in it, or there are customers like you're going to be able to sell this stuff no matter what. Okay. But part of the selling, the biggest part, and we're going to get into each of these as we go on through the weeks, more in depth as you need. But part of that selling is going to be letting your stuff, allow your inventory to get posted more than just your group. All right. And posting it different ways. I showed the same stuff in an album sale that I did in a live, that I did in a wall drop. I'm selling things in every single one, even though I've shown the same things every single time. I don't know why, but I focus on that for a week. And then the weekend I focus on wholesaling it, having people come take over because they love the new stuff, or selling it at a discount to my customers. I do that more under the table. I don't do discount sales often, but except for this last month, we've all been doing discount sales as we get ready for the end of the tax year and stuff like that. But I plan to hold like a discount live once a month. And I can't say that on the live, but I can say like, you know, buy one, get one, or these are half off, or I can say that on a live. I can't type it anywhere. Okay. You can't even type it while you're in live. You can have your customers type it, but you can't type it anywhere in live. You can't reply to someone and say, everything's half off. So you can have your customers help you with that. Part of your expenses, other things, you're going to have shipping expenses. Okay. You're going to have material expenses for shipping. You're going to have material expenses for, you know, part of my expenses is my phone. I can write off certain things. That's more of an accountant. You need to speak to an accountant at that point to figure out what you can write off and what is a business expense and what is not. But it's going to give you more of an idea of what you can save for taxes. I'm telling you, you will take the stress out of taxes if you just know what your expenses are and what your income is going to be, or what it has been and what your expenses are. And then you can see. And then you'll know how much you need to save every month. Or like me, you just pay when tax time comes. And it's super stressful and it's not something I totally recommend, but it works for me, not for everyone. So anyway, your expenses, the other things that I have certain marketing expenses that I pay to be able to listen to certain podcasts, because those podcasts are super, super, super important. And in fact, I'm going to add one more thing to this. You do need to, part of your business is consistently, probably part of marketing. You're going to have to need to learn from other people. You need to learn from other people than LuLaRoe consultants. You need to reach out and listen, read anything about a strong business person. You need their information, okay? Because we have to look at this from a different perspective than from a LuLaRoe consultant who's listening to another LuLaRoe consultant who is listening to a LuLaRoe consultant that's been in for 6 years. Like, it just doesn't matter. Okay. You have to have a business-minded business model, and having that and being more aware of that is sometimes meaning that you're going to have to open up the doors to listen to like Mel Robbins, or listen to, I really like Jenna Kutcher. I don't know a lot of people do, but and the team, because she's got more of a like vibrant personality, but I love that about her. And so I really enjoy all the stuff that she talks about. Rachel Hollis is more really good and inspirational. But business-minded people, you'll just start listening, and those things will start coming in your feed. Okay. Brendan Burchard is fantastic. Things like that are going to really help you to stay focused. And I do that in the morning as I'm like working out or eating cake in the morning or something. I can just listen to that for 30 minutes. And it's very helpful. Okay, we've got 2 more minutes. And so I'm going to get a little bit more into these, and then we're going to jump off. Okay, reach out to me if you want more insight on this, but I don't want to give you too much. I don't want to pigeonhole you to do exactly what I'm saying, because I want you to be creative, because we're all creative individuals. And you join the business because at some point you were up late at night thinking about LuLaRoe, and you were thinking, I can do this. And at some point we've lost that, and we need to like channel that back into that and get those ideas back in our head and get excited about it again. So your income is going to be completely you, whatever you need or want. When I first started this, I told myself, I just want to sell something like every day. I just want to sell one thing like 5 days a week. Then that feels awesome. Like, why not? That's fantastic. Super amazing that right now we have like $2,500 is all it takes to join the business, and that's all you need. And like, it's so easy to like teach someone to take that inventory, and you could tell them, guess what? Just invest in Carly's, invest in Shirley's and Sarah's. Those will sell. Okay. And then fantastic. Awesome. Moving on from there. And so yes, so you're going to have sorry, a customer just got here. Hold on just a second. Hey, I'm just finishing up. So everything's over here and right here. I'll be with you in just a second. You're okay to talk. You're good. Okay. So then you're going to have, in your income, you're going to have different things, different goals. Okay. You're going to have like, I want to be able to pay this bill. I want to be able to do this, or I want to be able to, whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. So make sure but you have to have a game plan, and you have to know, okay, do I want to be every day? Do I need to focus on every single day? This is how many pieces I want to sell, or every single week, this is how many pop-ups I want to carry? Because again, 2019 is pop-up season. We're going back to pop-ups. It's time to bring these things back out in the world. It's like, I'm so excited for that. So you have to have that game plan though, because guess what? You got to keep yourself accountable. All right. And part of that is selling. What are your IPAs? What speaks to you? Do you love outfits? And you're going to be doing outfit wall drops, but just know you're going to have to change it. You know, just like we all know, you're going to have to change it up. You're going to have to do lives. You're going to have to do albums. You're going to have to, why would you not do things that you know is working for a LuLaRoe business? Why are you not doing it? Because you're in your own way? Then you have to be willing to accept that. If you're going to be in your own way and not allow yourself to create that income and create that success, then you have to accept that you're not going to have the success in that area, and that you're going to have to focus a lot harder on other areas. Too many people don't want to do live because they're too scared of it. And that's okay, but you have to accept that you may not have the same success as someone who does lives. And then if that person only does lives and never does wall drops and never does outfits and never gets out of their house and goes to vendor events, they have to accept that they're only going to have success off of lives, which means they're pigeonholing themselves to only customers that can watch on lives. That's not, you only have a few people that are going to be able to sit and watch you. That doesn't happen with everyone. Most people need to shop on the time that they need to shop. They're not going to be on your group every single day staring at you. They got lives. And so there are different perspectives of this and how you want to game plan it. Okay. So customer acquisition and retention, please use the Bless background customer area where you can see who has shopped from you in the last year, in the last 30 days, 90 days. Do not bug them, but you can reach out to them once every 6 months and say, hey, so excited I miss you, but I'm so excited to tell you, free shipping this month, or come and shop and you get a free piece of jewelry, or come and do this and you'll get a free Carly, or book a pop-up and I'll give you free Sarah. Whatever you want to do to entice them, or just say thank you again for shopping from me. We hope to see you soon. That's it. You can create this through shipping easy. You can market it. You can grab just their emails and say, this email is just for you. I'm so grateful that you shopped for me this year. Perfect time to send this out right now and say, thank you so much. And I hope you have an awesome year. That's it. if that's what you want to do, or you can make it where it's enticing for them to come back, whatever you want to do. But that's so important. And then that's part of customer retention. You should be doing this once a month. And then really you should be doing it daily on like reaching out to people and giving them great customer service. But you get actually looking through those numbers is going to be more of a once a month thing. And then customer acquisition should be a daily thing. That's part of marketing. That's part of getting people. You can't force people to buy or not buy. You can't force them to do what they don't want to do. But you can do your due diligence so that you know that you're opening all the doors so everyone has a chance to know who you are, where to shop, how to love this clothes, and how to love on, and how to have a great time with you. Okay, and then you will naturally have this euphoria, this serotonin effect where you feel satisfied with your business and satisfied with the time you're putting in, because you know you're putting in the due diligence, you're putting in the effort to receive the results that you need. Okay, because it is a business, and it's as much fun it is and amazing. A lot of times we've put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we are trying to give our family more freedom and reach these goals that we've never had before. And if we are not reaching those, or if we're giving too much into the business and not getting it back, then it's going to exhaust us, and it's going to drain us, and it's going to not be fun, and it's going to be stressful. And then that's when we have to, okay, go back to my game plan. What am I doing? What do I need to change? Okay. And so we know all of that. And I'm going to tell you right now, your best thing you can do for customer acquisition is vendor events, pop-ups, getting out of your house, let people come over, stop being afraid of people. Like you have to see people. You have to let them get to know you, feel the clothes, try it on. Those people will be so fun and so worth it. All right. So, and then team acquisition and retention is a whole another, we're going to have an entirely different training on this. Okay. I'm ending this training right now because that is such a whole different perspective, a whole different land of ideas and goals and et cetera for things. However, I just need you to write down on that page whether it's a goal of yours or not, and then to come back and re-watch that 30 minutes that's just going to be on Teams. Okay, so each week we're going to get more in depth with these, and where to reach out to get more in depth with these, and where to how to kind of configure your goal, and how to figure out where you want to land, where you are, and where you want to land. And also, here's a thing that I'm learning, just even for me, about my weight, and I'll end on this, super random, but here's the deal. I'm a lot bigger than I was when I first started LuLaRoe. I've had a baby since I started LuLaRoe, but I just had a baby when I started LuLaRoe. Gideon was only like 6 months old when I started. So loving myself, no matter what size I am, okay, will make sure that when I reach the goal that I want, or when I land where I need to be, that I'm happy with where I'm at there. So let me step back. I need to love who I am right now, because if I get to the point where I've landed and I'm successful or I feel great, I won't love myself then, because I'll keep beating myself up over where I was. And I'll keep, and it's just known fact along all boards of getting healthy, is that you have to love who you are right now. And you have to be okay with where your business is right now, but also make the goals to hit where you want to hit, and then make the game plan to get there. Okay, because if you finally get there and you're finally selling 1,000 a month, you will, if you are not satisfied with where you were, or at least happy with where you were, and okay with reaching a new goal, once you reach that, you're going to be like, you're going to forget that was your initial goal, and you're going to think, I'm not worthy. I haven't made it yet. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not successful. Even though when you first started on day one, your goal was to make $500 a month for your family. So you sold 1,000 and you made $500 for your family. But then you reach there and you're getting in the comparison trap, and you're thinking, well, I should be more. And you're forgetting where you started. And so that's super important for all of this training, is that you know where you are, you accept where you are, you allow yourself to dream bigger, but you also make a very strategic, very smart business game plan to reach there, so that when you do reach there, you're satisfied, and you can either make bigger goals at that point, or you can stay where you're at. But at that point, you mentally will feel happy. Doesn't matter whether you have a bigger goal or not, you need to feel happy and satisfied and know that the time you're sacrificing from your family is worth it. And that's where I'm going to end. And you guys have an awesome, awesome day. And we'll see you next week. We'll get more into a inventory management and how to deal with that now in a LuLaRoe business today, because it's changed all the time. And we'll have another training in 2 months because you know it'll change again. So anyway, you guys have an awesome night or day. I'll see you later. Merry Christmas. Actually, there won't be anything next week because it's Christmas next week. So the next week. Yay! Okay. Bye, guys.